Hello folks, welcome along to the ABC Journeyman. I am the Custard Prophet and we're back here. It's season 4 with Bashley and we have made a big decision with this club. We have been offered a job after an interview. It's a club starting with B. Any guesses where it might be? Nobody will get this. But in the comments I want a guess of a club starting with B. It's not Blackburn or Birmingham City. That might be another Birmingham way down the league. But yeah, put a guess in the comments. Do it now. Yes, folks. So we will be moving over to a new club very shortly. I'll be revealing which club that is. But I want to just show you how things went in the last few matches with Bashley. Because I still think we are, as you can see, we're not doing too badly because we've just won a game. And also gone through in the cup as well. But we still sit in mid-table. We're now 10 points short of the playoffs, and it just looked like things were just playing out for another kind of mid-table finish. I think this side is so close to kind of getting it. I think there is a tweak in there somewhere which will get this team working well, but I haven't been able to find what that is, and we're just horribly inconsistent at the minute. So this is how we've done since we were last together. You saw the match against Hanworth Villa, that 3-4 extravaganza of a match, and we've actually won 3 games since then and only lost a single game. So we're not doing too badly. A good away victory here against Basingstoke, who were also struggling. A couple of goals from Max Ryan, very nice, and then straight away lost the next match at home against Bad Shot Leah, which sounds like a villain from Batman. But yeah, we lost 3-1. Frankie Monk with the goal. Then a mad result away at Hanwell, who were riding high with this in this division. Max Ryan with a couple, and Ray Lynch, the new signing, with one as well. Late on to put us give us a point. A home point against Kingstonian, Akanji and Tijana. After going 2-0 down, that was pleasing. And then we went away to Romford and beat them on penalties. Tijani with a goal very early, but that just cancelled out the even earlier goal from them. And we beat them on penalties, scored every single penalty. They missed 2 of theirs. And then we've just beaten Ware, who were bottom of the league, beat them 2-0. Comfortable. Dan Howarth and Max Ryan. But as you can see, teams above us have been doing all right, and we're sitting here. We've got no worries about relegation, but in reality we've probably got no worries about promotion either. And if that's what we're going for this season, then why stay here? Why not try and move somewhere else and see if we can have a bit of glory somewhere else? And that's what we've done. I also wanted to show you, because I said about this last time, about Nagy, our striker, and I wanted to show you his XG, because I thought his XG would be far higher than the number of goals he's scored, and you can see that's absolutely the case. He's got an XG of 10 essentially, and 71 shots, and only 4 goals. So that tells me he's in the right place at the right time, but he's just not scoring. I think he's really good. I think we might take him with us, to be honest. But who else should we be taking? Who else? I mean, Harley Mills immediately comes out really for me, because he's such a good player in there. Just this beast of a man, tackling and then making passes. I think he should definitely be coming along with us. But we'll also need to have a look at this new side. I've not really had a good look at them and see who they have there and where they're weakest. And then maybe we can make some decisions about whether any players, for example, Richard Stewart, who, let's not forget, he's on a non-contract with us. He's done pretty darn well, actually, since he joined us. So he certainly could be a player that we take over. And there would be nothing that Bashley could do to stop that. I'm not looking to destroy Bashley, but I do think we got some good players here. And I kind of like the idea of having Nagy with us just as a bit of a project, because the lad's done well in that he's getting there. He's trying his hardest to score goals. He's getting in positions to do that. He's making headers. He's doing all the right things. He's just not finding the back of the net. So I think with a bit of experience, maybe a loan move, could that change? Could we actually get his goals up to where his XG is? Right, folks, I think it's the moment of truth. We're going to reveal the club that we're moving to. See if you got it right. I'd never heard of this place, so I would be surprised if anyone picked this club. Yes, it is the mighty powerhouse of Bowers and Pitsea in the Isthmian League Division 1 North, which I think is the same level we're at, but just in a slightly different division. I think, or we're a division below. I'm not 100% sure. We're not in the Isthmian Premier, are we, at the minute? No, this is the South. This is the North, so it's the other league. Why have I decided to take this job on? Well, probably the biggest reason actually, because you don't have a lot of information about the teams when you turn up, and we can't really see an awful lot about the team. It's a reasonably sized squad. Not a lot of goals in it, that's for sure. And they've got Admiral Muskie as our leading striker, which is, I think, one of the greatest names in Football Manager. No, the reason I took it on was when we did the interview, I was told we would have a wage budget of £2,600, which is £600 higher than we're on at the minute at BASHLEY. So we've got a real chance to maybe bring in some good quality players who are worth a little bit more money, and hopefully that's going to improve them. The other thing is the vast majority of jobs were basically jobs with the team in relegation trouble. That's not a problem here. They are currently sitting, it's a very similar situation actually, maybe a slightly better one than with BASHLEY. They've got a game in hand, but sit just 10 points short of Coggeshall, who are the team in 5th. We are well above Concord Rangers, is that? I have heard of them. And Hornchurch. There's a lot of teams that I recognise in here who are on 15 points. So we've got a nice big cushion from the relegation zone, but we're not that far away from the promotion chase with a game in hand. So I think it's going to be a challenge to get there this time, kind of like it definitely would be with BASHLEY, but it's the unknown quantity that we have of this team that might mean that we can maybe turn things around. In terms of season preview, what are we expected to? We were expected to win the league, so there's much untapped potential here. I think whoever was here before has not really been doing a great job, and maybe there's opportunity to really improve this. So okay, so first of all, let's accept the job, and then we're going to have a look at the squad. So yeah, here we go. This is what we're accepting. I'm being paid £130 per week. Nice, but yes, 2.6k pound per week. Wages, which is very, very nice. What they're expecting of us this season, just finish in mid-table, and they only expect us to continue to finish. Yes, they are in financial issues, but they are still giving us a decent wage, so I think we can possibly get out of this. Let's accept the job, and we'll see what we're working with properly. Okay, job accepted. And we have moved across from BASHLEY to Bowers and Pitsea. And that is, I'm now 48. That's a scary thought. So what have we got here? Half a star reputation. We're predicted to finish first. We have a director of football at the team. Now, I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, whether we are able to make signings or not. It'll be a bit crap if we can't. I did say I was happy to work with a director of football, but I'm not quite sure how it's set up. I think we can just set it up as we want. We're at the Len Salmon Stadium, Old Len Salmon, with a 3,500 capacity. We've got poor facilities, both for training and youth facilities, with limited youth recruitment. We are already out of the FA Trophy. We are already out of the Velocity Cup. Are we still in the FA Cup? Is that a thing? And we have won the Essex Senior League 3 times and the Isthmian League North once. So that was done. Doesn't say when that was done. But okay. This is the team. This is essentially what they've been playing. So quite a different formation than what we've had. They've actually got players in midfield, which is a scary thing to think about. But yeah, they've got this lad Musquet up top, Admiral Dandelion Musquet, almost. Who? Let's have a look at him. He's solid. He is solid. He's worth a bit of money, actually. 60 grand? Really? But he's really a right winger, isn't he? Not. I mean, he hasn't really got the finishing. I'm going to meet the media now. I'm honoured and excited to take charge of this club, of course. Leaving your previous time, you disappointed a number of Bashley supporters. Yes, of course I do. That's what happens. But people have to move on, especially when you've got arbitrary rules to meet. Over your career, you've become well known for your distinctive brand of football. Which is that? Crap, probably. Yeah, we'll say yes, we'll bring it here. My crap football's coming to wherever the heck we are now. Was it Bowers and Pitsy? I've already forgotten. It'll probably take me a season to remember the club name. Right, you were able to cultivate a strong dressing room atmosphere in your last club. Yes. We do need that. Considering an interview they said I was bad at that, now I'm being praised for it. It's a little bit weird. You've had very little time to prepare for your first match against Aveley. How much, if at all, will that impact on your performance? Yep, we'll leave it up to the players. Do you have any plans for the backroom staff? I don't really know at this point. They're not the richest of clubs, and that seems to be a problem. I actually think, well, we're in a better place than we were at Bashley. So we'll continue to do things in the same way we're doing at Bashley, but I think we should be able to attract better players. I can't wait for my first match, and first 3 games are getting off to a good start. I don't even know where these people are, so it'll be nice to get a win. Have you had a chance to meet the players yet? So we'll say there's a buzz amongst the players. Yeah. Did you have any reservations? None whatsoever. And you'll be going back to your old club sometime. Or will you be going back to your old club to bring some of your former colleagues? I don't know. I'm not sure. What was it that appealed so much? Yeah, the club wanted to grow, and so do I. We like that. What approach do you take to training? Yeah, it's about balance. We look to change the squad very much. Again, don't know about that. Don't know if I'm allowed to. Do you have a message for the Bowers and Pitsy fan base about what you hope to achieve here? The fans will play a part, yes. God, this is a long interview. What are your thoughts about the long-term potential of Bowers? We're going to win the Premier League, of course. But that's not an option, so we'll say that one. Travis Ziglam. What the heck is he? Is he the guy who's out injured currently? Or, I don't know. He's played a few matches. Looks all right. 24-year-old. I mean, he's not the best player at the club, is he? How young, dynamic star. We'll need every player to do well. Have you decided will be your captain? I haven't made any decisions on captaincy. Sorry about that. There we go. The press conference is over. Let's have a look at the squad. So, first of all, just looking at goals here. We've got not a lot of goals throughout the side, but they are kind of above what their XG is, which is nice. They haven't had as many shots as Nagy has, that's for sure. These two between them, hasn't had that many shots. So Romain Mundle, who is a midfielder, looks solid as heck, actually. Really nice player. So he will certainly be an important part of what we're trying to achieve. Admiral Muskie, I just don't see him as like the man to lead the line. He's still fast, he's got a bit of pace, and his finishing's okay. I mean, his technicals are good for this level, and they're all kind of 7s or 8s where we need them to be. But you feel you want someone with a finishing of a double figures. What do you think? Is this man the answer to our striking problems? I feel this is where we should be looking. Trying to bring someone else in. I don't know how much we've got in the wage budget left over. We'll have a look at that in a second. So let's have a look at this team. So we've got 3 goalkeepers in this squad. 2 of them look pretty good. Travis Ziglam is the one they were talking about. He's decent. We've got a couple of left backs. Hugh Crook is the star player, 21-year-old, very nice. Look at this, pacey left back who can cross. Yes, please. Hugh Crook will be my first choice left back. Well, that's nice. What about on the right side? What we got there? So we've got a few players who can play out there. Nothing quite as good as what we've just seen. Andrew Palmer-Brown looks like he can play in the middle and on the right. So he's a much more defensive-oriented right back. Still got a bit of pace about him. Marking and tackling. It is infinitely better, some of these players, than what we had previously. What about his Deacon Newby? Not quite as good, but perhaps a little bit better going forward than what we've just seen, but slower. So right back looks like that's a place to work on. Although he's surplus to requirements, apparently. Tom Pilkington's a player they got in on loan. Looks pretty good, but very slow. So maybe centre-back might be a little bit of an issue. John Harrison. Oh, he looks all right, actually. Big lad. 16 jumping reach. Very nice. Okay, so some decent players there. We've already seen Romain Mundle, but what else have we got in midfield? So Jack Howland, decent winger. Like that a lot. I think we'll certainly be playing somebody out there. And a Newin Livermore looks a solid player as well. I mean, again, his technicals are all kind of below 10, but they're all kind of reasonably good for the sort of player he is. Just the finishing isn't that great. Yeah, I don't mind him at all. It's not bad, is it, this squad? We've got Admiral Muskie, the other player that we've got a couple of players actually. Jake Champion doesn't look terrible. The passing's not great. Anticipation and balance, stamina all poor, but he is fast and he's got a reasonable ability to finish, so I don't mind him too much. What about Connor Sheridan? He's much better actually. Pace of 4 but acceleration of 13, so you can, I mean, what does that mean? He's got a really slow top speed, but it doesn't take him any time to get there. I mean, because it's really slow probably. Yeah, he's not too bad, but he's not really scoring goals. I feel this is the place, isn't it, to improve. Definitely, this is the place where we need to improve, trying to find another striker. Right, okay, so that's a little look around the squad. I think I'm going to devise a tactic, and next time we'll see that first game. I think they said it was Avonlea. We'll see how we do there. Let's have a look at the finances. Oh, it's all right. Oh, we're currently spending 2. Okay, right. There's the problem. We are over our wage budget by a little bit. Looks like we've been bailed out by the board on a good few occasions. What happened here? We got a lot of money in at this point. But yeah, so that's the problem. So we can't necessarily bring anyone else in. I will maybe have a little look at the centre-back on a non-contract, because if he wants to come on a non-contract again, then that would be all right. and we'll keep an eye on Nagy as well, but I don't think we'll be able to add another player to this unless we get rid of some players. So what does that mean about our wages? Okay, there's some players on big old money here. So Peter Taylor immediately looks like a player that we maybe can get rid of. 29-year-old. He's not terrible, is he? He's not terrible at all. He's got reasonable marking, tackling. Actually, I don't mind him as a player, but he is on a whopping great wage at the minute. And yeah, looking at some of these other players, like to Billy Blacker, we didn't actually see him. Looks a good player, actually. Decent player. So we've got some great players here. I don't know how they're doing so poorly in the league. So I think we might have to work with what we got. Unless we can get some loans in, maybe. But a large part of the squad over £100. Yeah, we need to do something about that. We need desperately to do something about that. And you look throughout there, all contracts are all up at the end of the season. So yeah, work to be done there, including John Harrison, actually, whose contract will be up on the 10th of the 1st. So yeah. Right, okay, that's interesting. So lots of work to be done. So you can see how they started excellently, and then it's kind of gone wrong recently. Knocked out the Velocity Cup. I think they were still in the FA Cup or not. No, they got knocked out the FA Cup against Farsley Celtic in the third qualifying round, so almost got all the way through. They went on a really nice little run there. But then 3 wins in the last few games, not going so great for them. And that's where it's all gone wrong. So we're playing Averley, well, in a couple of days. That's all. No, in a day. April, 30 days, half September, April, June and November. So it is just tomorrow we're playing them. So we've got to hit the ground running, and we have not a lot of time to do that. So looking at this, then we've got a winnable game against Harfield and an away match against 12th place Tilbury. So teams in and around us and a team riding high. And then, it's not the worst month, really. And if we could have a good period there and actually get us scoring some goals, maybe, just maybe, we could turn this team's fortune around. If we're at the end of December and maybe we've cut that down to 5 points, then you start to think maybe there's a chance here. Anyway, folks, that will do that. Let me know what you think of the move to Bowers and Pitsea. I wasn't expecting it, but it seemed the right move to the right club with a little bit more money available. I think we're going to have to do some pruning just to get rid of some of the dead weight, but there's some real talent at this club. And if we could remove the wages of the dead weight and just keep those quality players and maybe add a few more quality players, we could be onto something here. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed that, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you for the next one. Goodbye.